Hi Aquarius, Happy New Year. Could you guys believe it? We're going to be pulling some energies for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the year of 2020. So we're going to be pulling some general energies, guys, for the big things that are happening. I'm not going to pull apart all the minutia, but let's get into the astrology part of this, okay? And then I'm going to pull a couple of what I call course of action spreads for yourself and for your love areas, okay? And that'll make sense to you after I tell you guys that this is a tremendous year to have focus on your private background sector of your solar chart. And while this theme does continue, and in some ways it's been going on, right? It's been going on for since last year, this year. In some ways it intensifies, and there's this distinct shift happening throughout 2020 that brings things out into the light for you guys to look at. And all of this translates into increasingly unbelievable clarity in your life in the best way. So the area of focus and question rules your subconscious, your private life, your dream world, your intuition, very much your attachment to the past, Aquarius. Sorrows, endings, karma, and reckoning, okay? This is deep. This is big, which is why I wanted to spend a few minutes on talking about the energy in the sky before pulling the messages. We have very big players transiting this area of your chart. You know, they're in the background there working to uncover and nudge you to deal with matters that you've ignored, that you've like swept under the carpet and you've left unfinished. So this is also an area of your chart where like there's going to be this uncovering of hidden talents and strengths, Aquarius. Not only areas that, you know, like of liability, like, you know, because when people say you got to dig deep and you're going to be uncovering these parts of yourself, that sounds very dramatic and serious and almost kind of scary, right? But you guys are going to be really revealing and within your subconscious talents that you have. Essentially, you are seeking closure on parts of yourself this year so that you can move forward. And while the moving forward part comes full bloom in 2021, everything is starting this year. You're discovering areas that have been holding you back, where you feel bound or stuck. And with this awareness, you'll find ways to put things behind you that belong in the past. You know, and in some ways you might even feel like you're like on the precipice of something, or maybe you're stuck in a place of limbo and on the verge of something that you can't quite define at times in 2020. Like the major difference this year compares to recent years that you can see a way forward now. You can. So Jupiter's in your solar 12th house. So showing you the benefits that, you know, even the fun and of reflection in private moments and putting an end to outdated attitudes or situations in your life is possible. I mean, believe it or not, it's like this can be an enjoyable thing for you to come to peace with. You know, Saturn's been in there. It's on its way out of this area in your chart. It's in, you know, and into your sign. And Saturn's transit of your sign is not expected to be like, you know, really easy peasy. It's not, but it does help to bring, you know, you're going to feel just more clear about things, and you're going to feel like you have more structure. And about things that maybe have recently brought you down in the past. Now, this is the thing though, too, okay? We have this Jupiter going on here. So Jupiter transits a sign for approximately a year every 12 years, right? So it's a transit that we, you know, pretty much look forward to because Jupiter's all about the planet of luck and expansion. Who doesn't like that, right? Of course. So this time around, Jupiter enters your sign just a couple of days after Saturn enters your sign in December, right? For quite a long time. So the thing is here, the entire time Jupiter's in your sign, Saturn's there too. So, you know, Jupiter expands, it's about luck and expansion, and Saturn constricts. Saturn is the great taskmaster. So even though these planets have many opposite functions, they tend to work together pretty well. In fact, they might be considered like just really good assistants, really good helpers for you right now. So you can feel really productive and effective from the middle of December forward. So you can find a lot more pleasure and happiness in just being more disciplined and having greater initiative in things that you are putting your energies into. So I really do like this. There's a lot of inner work going on though here, right? You really do. There's a lot of inner work that has to go on, and you want to do that this year. You're really putting all of the heavy stuff behind you. You know, you're really making a concerted effort to figure out the things that held you back, that ended up not serving you, that prevented new beginnings, right? And maybe in areas that weren't always so straightforward for you are going to make a lot more sense now. Things are going to be easier. So like worry, fear, guilt, insecurities, you know, and these things all have a way of building up year after year after year, and they can end up holding you back. So right now, you really need to identify and work through and release these kinds of things that are going on. Self-discovery and self-empowerment, really important themes for you guys this year. Really important themes, right? So, you know, good stuff. I mean, you have stuff going on. So why don't we pull this first spread having to do with your sense of self. So it's a course of action spread that just has to do with, and I'm going to explain the 4 cards as we go along. Okay, but let's just talk about like your inner self. We're going to get to love, and I'll even pull some cards for career, okay? But let's just talk about you, inner Aquarius. First card is the inner core of you. So you feel at cross purposes about something. You need to keep an eye out for some sort of ending here, Aquarius. Okay, action you should take in the near future, Page of Cups reversed. So that's recommending that you hold back. And the outcome is going to be, you're going to be a little confused. Okay, whoo. So this is, I mean, I like this. When we're talking about needing to transform yourself, we like the Tower energy, because the Tower is about the breaking down and breaking apart of what's no longer serving you, so that something really new, helpful, and effective can be built in its place. So this is the perfect card for what to keep your eye out for. This is going to be, you're going to be, you know, dealing with situations where you're going to be like, oh my God, why do I do that? Why do I do that to myself? Why do I sabotage myself like that? Why am I letting that bother me? Why am I letting that person bother me? Why am I letting this get, you know what I mean? But right now, I feel like you're at cross purposes with yourself in yourself. You're really trying to figure yourself out, and that's what the energies do indicate. I mean, to be at cross purposes here, it's the swords of truth. So this is like you realizing, you know, I've been this one way, but now I feel like I may have outgrown being that way. You know, and you're feeling like you're on this precipice, you're on the edge of this reckoning, this realization of you just knowing you want to change the way you approach your life. You want to change the way you do things, and you being really like at cross purposes with A, how to actually even do that, and B, you know, what should I change and what should I keep, you know, being the same way. What needs to go, what needs to stay. But I do feel like you are going to be coming across situations in your life that are going to be really giving you beautiful indicators of what you need to, you know, because guys, also this energy is about, if it can't be transformed, it's got to be ended. And that has to do a lot, Aquarius, this is going to be going on with you, because this has to do with self and just letting go of negative everything from your past, right? Everything. So if something can't be transformed, because even in the Tower energy, we can transform something. You're not actually going to like break down a part of your soul and be able to like extricate it from your physical being. It's just simply not like that. It's energy, right? It's thoughts. Thoughts are energy. But it's you transforming here the way you're thinking, for sure. And the action that you should take in the near future is you really closing down parts of yourself that you know no longer serve you, and identifying what's no longer really speaking to your heart space. Because the Page of Cups is all about, in the upright, it's all about a new beginning, and something that really speaks to your heart, and that's really going to help you forge forward in healthy relationships, right? And this is you getting in touch with the things that don't serve you in this way. You recognizing where you might actually sabotage yourself, or you recognizing you may be going after the wrong kind of people. You allowing the wrong people in your energy field, and you getting in touch with this. So I really like that, okay? And the outcome, which by the way, the outcome energy and the course of action spreads are always based on the current energies right now. So you always have the ability to change it, Aquarius, right? because we're energetic beings and we have free will. So we pull cards always, right, on this, on the outcome energy. But here, the way what's indicated here is you're going to be confused. You're going to be very confused about, what do I keep? What do I let go of? What do I keep? What do I let go of, right? Because Pentacle here is about Pentacles themselves. If it doesn't refer to money or resource, it has to do with mental, emotional, or physical connection. And when we're talking about the inner self, this is telling me you're very confused between your mental, right, and emotional needs and desires and wants and your history in these areas, and what do you need to change up and what do you need to keep. And I feel like you're doing this kind of weighing out, which I think is really healthy. This is pretty straightforward, actually. I really like it. I love the tower there. I just do. There's really nothing here to qualify for, but let's pull some more for the outcomes. Let's see what we have here. Queen of Cups, yeah. I mean, you're just going to really be figuring out what you need in your heart space to make you happy. And when we're talking cup energy here, and it, like a very introspective kind of spread, we're talking about anything that makes your heart happy. This could be a lover, you know, a partner. This could be an awesome friendship. This could be a connection to your family, a job that really speaks to you, right? Anything that you're doing that you really love. And you're really getting in touch with that. And that's awesome. You're getting in touch with this. And you're recognizing and seeing where you need to kind of, I don't know if I want to say level up. Maybe level up is a good one. Maybe level up is a good one. Yeah, this is really about self-improvement in the innermost, deepest way, but you're letting go. I mean, Aquarius, there is a lot of letting go in this energy, for sure. Lots of letting go. Just past hurts, past traumas, things that happen that need to be acknowledged, recognized, have a lesson pulled, and throw the rest out. Don't carry it around in your backpack. It makes it just too heavy. Too heavy. But what's great about this is that you have so much supportive energy to do this. This is I mean, honestly, to have Jupiter and Saturn in there to help you let go and like cut cords and stuff. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. We should all have that. We should all have that. Okay, Aquarius, let's see what's happening in your love life. Let's do another. Three Pentacles. You're in a building stage with somebody. Oh, I like that we got the moon. I'll talk about it in a second. Okay, the action that you should take in the near future. Four of Wands. Two of Cups reversed. We'll pull some energies on that. I'm not surprised, though. Three of Cups. This tells me those of you in a love connection right now, this does indicate the card of building. This is the architect card, right? This is a Trinity energy. It's beautiful. Pentacles has to do with connection and how we do relationship. And this is you guys building a foundation. That's from Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. You guys, many of you are going to be resonating with that. The thing to keep your eye out for is the moon energy. Now, I'm not getting that this is... And I never, those of you who've been watching me know, I don't read the moon card as being like secrets, because that sounds very malicious. I don't read it like that. It's much more Jungian. The way that I understand it to be is that this is really getting in touch with the deepest parts of yourself, where you function in relationships. You're going to be identifying parts of yourself where you might need to show up more in a relationship, or to make adjustments in yourself within the relationship, or identify needs that you have that aren't being met. Is this about identifying the parts of yourself that you haven't felt comfortable to identify thus far? For whatever reason, whether it's that you haven't been emotionally ready to reveal these things to yourself. I mean, the mind is a very interesting thing. It's very textured, and it understands what we can handle and what we can't handle, right? So that's why things occur to us in stages. It's like the layering up of an onion, so to speak, right? For many of you, this is going to be you realizing things about yourself that Maybe you've been holding too fast to an ideal. Maybe you've been holding on way too much to something in the past, and it's been impacting you in this relationship now, where maybe how you do trust and how you do connection, how you do communication, and a lot of what you've gone through in the past is deeply impacting you now, and it's getting in the way of your connection right now. So I do get a lot of you are going to be, and this is to keep an eye out for, situations within your relationship. Keep an eye out for learning opportunities to just simply learn more about yourself. And also, in the same way, I mean, it doesn't have to be all like it's got all to do with you. This could certainly be you recognizing that there are certain needs that you have that your partner is not fulfilling. And, you know, are they not fulfilling it because they may just simply not know, right? We would love it if our partners can read our minds and know all of our wants, wishes, and desires at all times. That would be awesome, but that's not reality, and we're human beings, and we need to be forgiving. And sometimes that's where we need to simply communicate and say what it is that we need and what we want, and see if, you know, if how that ends up faring, right? Now, the action you should take in the near future, the Four of Wands. So this is unbelievable that we got this one, because this is everything that we've been talking about. Those of you, because we're all at a different place in tarot, not everybody understands all the cards, right? So in the regular Rider-Waite that's here, the Four of Wands energies, that it's the picture of the soldier who came back from war, and he's laying on top of the coffin with the Four of Swords there. And as I've explained a couple of times, that is, he's laying on top of a coffin that he had made for his family before he went off to war, in case he didn't make it back from war, so they wouldn't have to deal with getting his coffin and all of that, right? Well, as it turns out, he made it through the war. He made it through all the the hardship. And he just came back feeling so grateful that it was over. And he's laying on top of the coffin, and he's thinking about all of his past experiences and figuring out how to throw out the bad, keep the good, and assimilate it into his life moving forward in the most authentic and truthful way. And this is the action that you should take in the near future. And this is exactly what I said before. This is about you really figuring out how to get rid of what you don't need anymore, and really getting in touch with what it is that you do need and where you might be getting in your own way, right? And then we have the Two of Cups energy here as the outcome energy, based on the current energy right now. So the Two of Cups reverse indicates this level of stagnation and a matter of kind of like putting your foot down. So Aquarius, for some of you, you might be getting in touch with this more authentic part of yourself, and you realizing that your partner's not 100% on board with what it is that you need, okay? And any of the growth that you've made, you might be realizing that your partner is just not in agreement with it. Now, guys, don't worry about it. It's a minor arcana. So let's just see what we have here. The Empress energy, nice, okay. King of Pentacles. All right, this is beautiful. You guys are fine. You guys are fine. I mean, I think what's going to happen for those of you who are in, you know, this is a love reading here, right? In a loving connection, you're going to be changing. And the thing is, the person that you're with is really not going to know what's going on. And it might be a little confusing to them at first. And you may feel misunderstood. And you might go into shutdown, do that Aquarian thing a little bit. Because you guys can do that, right? You disconnect. Right? You go into the disconnect. Aquarius, don't disconnect from your partner. If you are with a good person, and I feel like you are, don't disconnect. Don't disconnect. Because you have the Empress energy. Ultimately, is your outcome with this person, which is about growth and expansion. And you guys together, growing together. The King of Pentacles energy. This is beautiful. Because this is having everything that you guys need. Right? And this is you showing up as the King of Pentacles, or it could be them showing up as the King of Pentacles, or you both sharing this energy, because it's a court card. And that's the way court cards work. But the Pentacle, you there emotionally, physically, mentally, you guys are communicating. You're just in a good space of growth. Really beautiful. Really beautiful. So this is what's happening for those Aquarians who are in love, man. It looks very good, and it seems like you're with a solid person. It really does. If you are with somebody who is not solid and who treats you like garbage, I'm so sorry, but this is not your reading. Aquarians who are not in relationships right now, Spirit, can we have a quick read for them? Quick read for them, please. Okay. So this is going to be for Aquarians not in a deeply committed, loving relationship. So this could be if you're in a weird space, or if you are simply totally single right now. Totally single, and really, I'm getting not wanting to be single anymore. Okay? Because this shows, you know, whatever you're in right now, not continuing. Okay, which is kind of what you want, right? Because the Eight of Wands in the upright is about, you know, fast movement coming in, right? But it's like a fast continuation of something. It's kind of like picking up like something already in the making, and then something really kind of going quickly positive, like in another direction. At the Eight of Wands is, nope, that's not happening, right? So whatever cycle you've been in now is not continuing, and you want to keep your eye out for the ability to build with somebody, okay? Because the Eight of Pentacles is about, it's not about arriving or anything like that, but it's about having all the elements in place that you guys need to actually build a life together and to build the connection of a relationship. Eight of Pentacles, think about Eight of Pentacles as like the apprentice who finished training is now working full-time and really working extra hours to save money to buy a house or open up their own business, right? I mean, that's kind of like that kind of energy, right? So having to do with relationships, it's really being willing to put the hard work in so that you can grow it even further. I mean, this is the beginning of a beautiful process here. This is the earlier stages. It's not the absolute beginning, but it's the earlier stages, okay? And then the action that you should take in the near future, we have the Strength reverse, okay? So for many of you, this does it, to me, this indicates that you're really going to need to be very much of the mindset where you can't be in control all the time. You can't be the center of attention all the time. This is because think about the Strength card in the upright. Think about Leo. Leo wants all the attention on them, you know, wants to be the center of it all, you know, glitz, glam, and all of that, right? Now, in the reverse, this indicates, okay, guess what? Like, it's not all about you, right? And this can play with the ego a little bit. This certainly can play with the ego a little bit, but this is about understanding that while you're going through this transformation, because you are, right, you, A, need to be very clear on what you need, and B, be very clear on what you're not going to tolerate. So you're not going to tolerate this energy in anybody else, okay? Meaning you're not going to tolerate an ego run amok, but you're also going to realize that it's not all about you, and that compromise is very necessary. Okay, and that it's going to require you coming out of your comfort zone sometimes in order to make a relationship work. So if you're somebody who's painfully shy and your partner really, this new person really wants to always do something and really get out there, or if you're painfully shy and you're not with anybody right now and you're not going out, you have to realize that people aren't just going to like come knocking on your door and asking you for dates. You have to be able to put yourself out there. It can't just be all about you, right? Meaning where you don't have to put any work in, if that makes sense, right? Because if you can do that, look what your outcome energy is. You have a brand new beginning here. Ace of Wands, great card. This is beautiful. This is new will. This is a motivation to move forward in something. Beautiful. Look at this. Four of Wands energy. This is not only a strong relationship foundation card, this is the card of engagement and marriage and, you know, deeply connected relationship. So for those of you not committed, you are totally meeting somebody this year. For those of you in a bad space, if you guys are able to work it out, because this is a general message, right? If, you know, if you guys are two like really good people, not if one of you is a narcissist and the other one is like, you know, just having a bleeding heart because they're with a narcissist type of thing. This is probably not your reading. I feel like there's a lot of love here. If this is a reconnection or a figuring out of something, you guys are going to be able to leave behind you whatever it was and do this new building. But part of that new building is like sort of like a temperance energy, realizing like it's not all about one or the other. It's not about your needs, only my needs, whatever. This is about really getting in touch with what's necessary in order for that new beginning. If you're not with anybody, this is you having to get the hell out of your own way and realizing you got to get off the couch and you have to go out and meet people and really engage with them and open yourself up. So I know so many Aquarians are really shy and they don't feel understood and all of this. Well, you know what? Don't give so much power to that stuff. Just don't. Because look what you have. Yes. Don't go into shutdown, silly. Don't do that. Don't feel the need to defend yourself, because then look what we have. All right. So those of you who are in a weird situation, when you guys get back together, because you are going to get back together, there's this King of Cups energy, and the King of Cups is about going into shutdown. So this really can indicate to me, because it's in the center of the reading, that some of you may not be in contact right now. And then when you do get in contact, you're going to feel the need to defend yourself. But don't worry about it, because ultimately you guys are going to have the argument, and then the Lover's energy is going to kick in, which is actually a very practical energy. The Lovers is all about recognizing that you guys have these feelings for each other, and you have positive intentions for your relationship, and that you recognize where there are flaws and fissures in the foundation, and you need to work on what's broken. And you need to address the conflict that always existed between within the relationship, and really make a concerted effort to ending the cycle. And you have Archangel Raphael blessing you in the luminary of the sun, and that's what it's about. This is very real. And what I say real is, it's not like, airy-fairy, ride off into the sunset kind of stuff. It's recognizing we have clouds to deal with, man. We really do. There's some conflict. We have issues. But you know what? If we love each other enough, and we roll up our sleeves, and we exercise empathy and compassion and honesty, and we communicate, and we're really mindful of what we want to do here, there's nothing that we can't figure out. That's what this is. That's what this is. So that's really heavily going to apply to those of you who are in a weird space. You're going to be working it out. But this is just as beautiful if you're meeting somebody new. There might be a few bumps in the beginning, but you guys are going to work it out. Good stuff. Good stuff, Aquarius. Really good stuff. I mean, I really do feel like those are like the main areas for you. I'm just going to pull a couple of cards on your career. Just a couple of cards on Aquarian's career, just to balance it out and be fair, because they did address career for all the other signs. Let's see what we have. King of Pentacles. Three of Swords. Okay. I'm just going to do a 4 spread here. Okay. All right, so Aquarius, this year in your career, I mean, right now I feel like you're really in this King of Pentacles energy, where you feel like you're on the right path and you're building. Whatever it is that you're doing, I feel like you feel in your career, you're feeling good about where you're going. You certainly are feeling good about where you're going, but something's going to happen that's going to be very painful for you to deal with. So this could be something happening within the career sector that ends up like hurting your feelings. So this could be something that happens with an employer, employee, a business partner. And I feel like it's going to culminate into an argument with this 5 of Wands energy. And you're going to be realizing that whatever this is, though, this 3 of Swords energy, whatever it is that ends up hurting you in your career, maybe it's, see, I don't even feel like it's like a passing up of a promotion or anything like that, because there's going to be arguing here. But the 5 of Wands reverse tells me that you're going to end up in a fight with somebody having to do with your career, but the issue is not yours. It's really theirs. Like, you're going to be in this argument, and you're going to be saying to yourself, like, why am I even in this argument? I don't even know. Like, this is not even my issue. I didn't start this. I didn't motivate this. I didn't prompt this. What the hell is going on here, right? And I just feel like there's going to be like a snafu. And I'm going to say a snafu because these are minor arcanas, and then you end up with the 2 of Cups, so you guys end up working things out. So I just don't feel like there's a lot going on in the career sector other than you guys, your money looks pretty good. You know, it really does. It looks good. I feel like mid-year you're going to be dealing with a little snafu-y energy here with somebody, but it's really not going to be your issue, but you're going to get sucked up into it. But then everything's going to be worked out. So that's good. That's a good area to not have too too many changes in. I mean, I do feel in general, Aquarius, that so many of you are going to be changing on a very deep level, very deep introspective level, that you changing up how you approach connection and how you approach things. Many of you may start to get tickled with the idea of actually maybe changing careers or changing paths, but I don't see this happening for you yet. I don't see this happening for you until 2021. This is the year where you're really tapping into these newfound talents that you have, because Aquarius, seriously, I mean, please, like, I want to hear as time progresses, please, like, leave comments what you're discovering your new talents are, because Aquarius, you guys are like, it's literally like a Pandora's box is going to be opening up inside of you, and you're going to be realizing, oh my gosh, I'm an artist. I could sing. I'm actually really good with numbers. I always hated math. I'm good at programming. Something like this is going to be going on with you guys. So yeah, exciting stuff. Aquarius, that's what I have for you guys right now. I am going to be coming back next week to do January's read, because we have so much going on, especially the first 2 weeks of January. So I'll do that read next week before New Year's. Happy holidays to all of you who celebrate, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye.